In the news this week, backpacker tax overshadows tourism as young tourists avoid Australia.
Plus fears of more job losses as state government privatises Western Power.
This is the Evening News with Ivan Lung and Daniel Stanislav.
Good evening. There are concerns that the federal government's new backpacker tax will hurt the nation's tourism and agriculture industry. Despite the rate was lowered dramatically, business owners and opposition MPs argued the tax will deter backpackers from coming to Australia as they go to New Zealand or Canada instead. Cassandra Elliott begins our coverage.
In a recent decision by the federal government, the backpacker tax has been reduced from 32.5% to 15% in hopes of further encouraging tourism. It's taken over a year for this to be resolved, and Deputy Prime Minister Barnaby Joyce has come under scrutiny for taking so long to do so.
We promised the Australian people, we promised the Australian farming community that we would work diligently for an outcome. And it's taken along and it's been very, very hard, but we've arrived there.
Backpackers are a huge asset to the state, and by having such a high tax on their earnings, we're discouraging them from working and exploring here. Labor's Shadow Minister for Tourism, Paul Papalia, says any tax that discourages tourism to WA is bad.
Backpackers also work in hospitality, they work in horticulture, they work in agriculture, and we need them to do that seasonal work that other people won't do.
With the 32% tax on backpackers working in WA, there were more appealing choices for those seeking employment. Now that the tax has been reduced to 15%, WA hopefully will be a more appealing choice for foreigners.
Wayne Brennan, owner of Spinners Backpackers in Perth, says he's happy the tax has been reduced as it worried him a lot as a business owner.
They come to Australia to work and then travel, so I think it scared a lot of people off in terms of New Zealand and Canada have a much better system.
Cassandra Elliott, WAMN News.
The state government is set to privatise electricity company Western Power after a major backflip by Premier Colin Barnett. The decision looks to become a major election issue, with Labor hoping voters will say no to the sale following concerns about the future of jobs, while the Liberals hope for victory with a capital investment for WA from the sale. Nelson Liu reports.
The state government said it wouldn't happen, but Labor is unhappy a possible sale of Western Power is now on the table.
The sale of Western Power is the mother of all broken promises.
With Premier Colin Barnett announcing a partial privatisation of the utility, opposition leader Mark McGowan says jobs, households and ongoing state revenue will be affected.
If Western Power is sold, services will go down, jobs will be lost, prices will go up.
The state government's plan will see 51% of the utility sold off, with the government holding on to 49%.
We estimate that 31% will be sold to Australian superannuation funds. The remaining 20% will be sold to so-called mums and dads investors.
It'll also raise around $11 billion, with $8 billion paying off state debt and $3 billion for education. The state government promises the cost of electricity won't rise and job security.
And there are measures that will be put in place to ensure that there are no forced redundancies, no loss of employment.
The state government guarantees privatising Western Power will help curb WA's unemployment, but the opposition says the sale alone is a major backflip on Colin Barnett's election commitment. Nelson Liu, WAMN News.
Police are urging the public to provide information after a woman was sexually assaulted at the northeastern suburbs. The young offender entered into a residence on Holsworth Avenue in Aveley, where he sexually and physically assaulted a woman before fleeing. Authorities would like to speak to witnesses in the vicinity who may have seen the male or white station wagon between 7:30 and 9 p.m. on the 26th of November.
The male is described as about 16 years of age, dark-skinned, approximately 180 centimetres tall, with slim build, and was wearing a black jumper with a white logo on it. If anyone's got any information, we ask them to call Crime Stoppers, please, on 1800 333 000.
The multi-million-dollar mega cop shop opened its doors for service in Coburn Central. The new police station is equipped with short-term custodial facilities, a detainee processing area, 2 cells and interview rooms. It has ability to accommodate 200 police officers, replacing the old Spearwood police station after 60 years of service in the area. But the new complex is not cheap, with a $19 million price tag.
I'm really pleased to see state-of-the-art facilities like this constructed as a show of commitment to our WA police officers.
It's a purpose-built police facility. It has got purpose-built everything to deal with the complexities of modern policing.
French President François Hollande announced that he would not seek a second term, prompting current Prime Minister Manuel Valls to contest for the leadership hot seat. During a live television address, Mr. Hollande admits that he has failed to unite the party as his support reaches new low. At the same time, the country fails to reduce unemployment, with 1 in 10 French citizens out of a job. According to the latest poll, right-wing Republican Party will win the next election, with the far-right party's popularity following closely.
Thailand's new king took the throne formally after his father passed away in October at the age of 88. The new monarch assumed the position this Thursday after formal invitations by senior government ministers. It's understood the 64-year-old son did not enjoy the same level of respect as his father due to his alleged playboy reputation. The new king has been living in Germany for most of his life. He has 7 children after 3 marriages which ended in divorce.
And finally, this week, one of Australia's biggest kiteboarding race kicked off on Rottnest Island this Sunday. 135 contestants, including 13 international players, competed for the $9,000 cash prize. The Red Bull Lighthouse to Leighton race was off to a good start, with players travelling faster than the express ferry thanks to good weather and wind conditions.
It's an honour for me to be part of the kite racing community, so I'm really happy to win that race here.
For me, the most enjoyable bit is the fact that there's so many amazing people that take part from all over the world, and it sort of unites kite surfing, and it's really one big family.
And those are the top stories you need to know this week.
We have the latest news on our website and Facebook. Catch you next week. Bye.
See ya.